Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Monster Energy DreamHack studio. My name is Richard Sins, and this is Martin Good. And what a weekend we have installed for you. Yes, indeed, it's time for the North American Regional Qualifiers. This is a closed invitational, so we've had 8 teams come in and 8 teams battle it out through, what I've got to say, a very intense set of games. Martin, back in Sweden, how you feeling?
I'm feeling very good. I'm just excited to cast some more games and cast some more Pubg and join you again for this event.
We had some fun last week, didn't we?
We did.
I think it's fair to say. I think the definitely the best teams won. Kind of what we predicted potentially.
Kind of, yeah. I mean, the favorites kind of came out on top with that. Liquid, FaZe, and Team Kinguin. And they are, of course, really strong teams, and we kind of expected them to come out on top. There are some dark horses as well, of course, but still, I think the thing that did good.
Yeah, we'll bring the scoreboard up from last week, and then we can show you guys at home how exactly it did pan out. Your top 3 above that green bar is where you want it to be if you wanted to book a ticket to DreamHack Austin. FaZe Clan, Liquid, and Team Kinguin. I mean, a bare minimum, Martin, of at least, Kinguin 700 points clear of their next opponent being Na'Vi.
I think it's safe to say here that these teams really deserve this. I mean, 700 points, it's a lot. Also, Liquid having a really good day one as well. FaZe Clan, look at them on the wins they took as well. They took 7 out of the 10 possible wins here in the top 3, so that's really super strong.
So everybody 4 all the way down to 16th. They're not out of it yet. They go forward to next week's European qualifier number 2. And the 3 teams joining them will be Alabama North, Original Team of Domination, and Vega Squadron. Out of all of them, I must say, it's only Vega Squadron that I actually do recognise.
Yeah.
So again, throwing more teams into the fray. But you could, I suppose, with a couple of the other teams, if you're going to be Rogue, you're going to be Na'Vi, you're going to be kind of thinking, well, at least, we've got rid of some of the big dogs now. There could be a little bit of breathing room, I suppose.
But also now we only have 2 spots, so you really have to show up those 10 games. It's 10 games again next week, so I'm excited to be casting those again. And also I'd love to see and looking forward to who's actually going to go through, because I think it's super open still.
Yeah, still very close. Now, it is 2 spots for Europe next week and 2 for America. But we need to find 3 North American teams this weekend across 2 days. It's going to be a best of 10, best of 5 today, best of 5 tomorrow. Let's take a look at our 8 invited teams to this close qualifier. We'll take a run through, show you now. Optic Gaming, Noble, Envious, E-United, Ghost Gaming, C9, Tempo Storm, and Totality. And I've got to say, Martin, that's 8 pretty, when we look towards North America, 8 pretty strong powerhouse names.
I mean, this is a good way also, like with this invitational to the close qualifiers, it's a good way to ensure that we get these super strong teams. I mean, of course, they would have maybe made it through the open qualifiers, but still, this is some of the strongest team, if not the strongest teams in the North American scene right now.
Now, they're not actually invited to the event. Let's make that very clear. If you are new to this and obviously didn't join us last week, I still want to kind of refresh everyone's mind and tell you how this all plays out. This is simply a closed qualifier, so no person, no team gets a free trip or ticket to DreamHack. They have to earn it. They have to get through these qualifiers first. 3 spots this weekend, 2 spots next weekend. Now we'll show you the whole leaderboard and show you the 8 teams that actually have joined them. We have Rusky, Trifecta, Pure Esports, Team Dignitas, that's a big bad boy name, Hooligans, Wildcard Gaming, Black Label, and Viper Esports. Now, yourself and I, Martin, we're having a bit of a conversation before. There's some big names that kind of jump out. I mean, one of them especially, we said Chop Chop, Wookie Bookie.
Yeah.
Getting himself on Dig now.
I mean, these guys have been doing super good and been a super strong team throughout a long time. And then being joined by Adam and Uncivil from the old Shoot to Kill squad and roster, it's going to be a powerhouse. And also being picked up by Dignitas is also going to be very exciting to see, because they're going to be having more support, like supporting them through everything and having more time to put in it together. And of course, going into the North American scene being a 2-2 split, it's going to be, I think it's going to be really good for them. They're by looking at the guys and the individuals, I'd say right now, they're at least a top 5 team in NA.
And obviously not to forget Gustav as well. Wookie Bookie and Gustav coming off that Lumber Mill roster.
Yep.
Did played lights out at GLL. They're absolutely fantastic. I mean,
yep.
A few people are saying it's an unsponsored organisation, thing like that, and lo and behold, changes happen, and now they've got one of, I mean, you've got to say it, Dignitas is one of the biggest dogs in the world.
Yeah, it is, definitely. I mean, of course, you probably didn't expect it, splitting up the team that got top 3. They got second, right? Lumbermill, third, second.
Third.
They got in.
They did well.
They got second at Global Elite League, and they did super well. But of course, I don't think a lot of people expect them to split up 2-2 and then taking 2 shoot-to-kill guys and then putting it in a big org. But I think it's gonna be a success, to be honest.
Now that's kind of to touch on that a little bit further and kind of to expand on it. It's a little bit of story of North America at the moment with team changing, right?
I mean, also we have this PGI coming up. You have a 18 age requirement, so you have to be 18. We have a lot of extremely talented young guys playing PUBG right now. I don't want to name many, but there are a lot of players that already signed, already playing in big orgs or in really good teams, and they either have to make a decision that they're going to be cut or they're going to play with a substitute. So it's going to be a roller coaster the next 3 months. I think.
Everyone looking to try and again, it is one of those things. If you are under the age of 18, it's just rather unfortunate. But as Martin says, there's going to be some shifting around, there's going to be some changes. One thing that I think we have to mention, it'd be unfair to mention, Optic dropping 17. Did not see that one coming.
I did not see that one coming. They did make some statements. It doesn't look like bad block. It just looks like the fit wasn't there anymore. So, but I think Optic, to be honest, that it was a top 2, top 3 team in NA with 17. 17 is a great in-game leader. He's a fantastic fragger and extremely intelligent in PUBG. So I'm really excited to see where he's going to go next because, I mean, if you're looking for an IGL that's above 18, and I honestly think that 17 alone with 3 good fraggers could propel any team into the top 5 of the NA scene.
I mean, he's a prime FA. If he is FA, and he's obviously, we're all just speaking hypothetically here, but he's a prime FA if someone's wanted to snatch up a player and try and qualify for the PGI. But that's obviously further down the line. That's a whole different thing. It's all about now, and it's all about this DreamHack PUBG showdown. There's $100,000 on the line. First place, taking on 50K. That's a lot of money. And we kind of mentioned on this one again, if necessarily you got Qualifier 1, Qualifier 2, if you don't make it, we've still got 6 spots that are going to be from the BYOC area. So any kind of team can kind of just come up through nowhere, prove themselves, which we have seen. I always kind of remember to Avanga and to Na'Vi, for instance, like people like, oh, who are these guys? You know, who the hell's Grubby? Who the hell's Avanga? Lo and behold, both of them have won an event now.
Yeah.
You know, they both got I mean, I suppose that speaks volumes about how damn good the CIS region is altogether. But it's a time to make a statement for yourself. You can get online, you can get on LAN, because they're going to be at the main event themselves, and qualify through there.
Yeah.
There's no better time than try and get yourself noticed, not only to the PUBG esports kind of community, so to speak, but also to sponsors, to potential organisations, things like that. Been there at LAN and doing it at LAN and qualifying on the floor. There's a lot to be said for it. Oh,
yeah. I mean, me, myself, also going through the Gamescom qualifiers, it was super stressful and hard, but coming through, and it's just a great feeling. So if you want to prove yourself, I think going to a bike event is one of the best things to do. And also 6 spots is actually a lot. There's a lot of tickets still for sale. And I believe that after the event, if you haven't made it yet, you can still ride to DreamHack. Make sure you actually get a spot where you sit next to each other. We have some reserved slot for the PUBG event. So if you, after this event or after next week, you haven't made it and you actually want to go, I believe that you can ride to DreamHack and make sure that your PUBG squad gets 4 slots next to each other and you can qualify, because 6 slots is a lot.
I'm actually just going to correct myself. It's 5 slots because we do have the South American team that's going to be coming through as well.
Of course, yeah.
I think a lot of eyes, it's fair to say as well, is probably going to be on Team Secret,
yeah,
I would say.
So, yeah. And Luminosity maybe.
Yeah, it's definitely a couple of big names over. I mean, Team Secret getting into PUBG itself, that's a huge organisation.
Yeah.
But as you mentioned, Luminosity, there's some big personalities, YouTube individuals themselves, you know, so there's going to be a lot of support around there. And we know that in any kind of PC sport, South America always gets behind its players.
Yeah.
It's always there.
You can just see it in the chat immediately. And also I think Team Secret, fantastic pickup by them spotting that, because they went to 2 events.
Miami Flamingos, were it under?
No.
Different name?
Yeah, the South American guys, they were under a different name at that point.
Chaos
Latin Gamers.
That's the one.
And they qualified for 2 LANs, and then they got picked up by Secret before the second LAN, and now you have a South American team with a big org behind it, and you have a lot of South American presence as well in PUBG. You get DreamHack, you get a lot of more others that give these spots to the event, so it's good to see.
Okay, so you spoke about the teams.
Yeah.
I spoke about the event.
Yeah.
Now we have to talk about the overarching thing of this weekend. Patch 12.
Yeah.
Well, welcome to the 7.6.2 meta, boys.
Yep.
It's a wild one.
Yeah.
There's some big changes, and I think we're going to. One thing you will notice from myself and Martin today, we will be speaking a lot about them. There's gun changes, damage changes, syringe changes, crate changes, swimming changes. You've still got, obviously, from patch 10, I believe it is where you had the circles. They shift more, I think, away from the water, more towards the coastline, more towards land, so to speak.
Yeah.
So we've got all that in as well. Then we've got all these different changes. I mean, it's totally different.
The swimming change is huge because
let me just bring that up exactly.
If you have to cross the water, if you're forced to cross the water at any point and you have to swim, then it's just insane because instead of having 35 seconds of breath, you're gonna have 15. Instead of it taking 1 second to gain your breath again, it's gonna take 4. So you have time to build up the stamina as well. So it's going to be at least 8, 10, 12 seconds to fill it up completely.
And on top of that, there's also the damage. It's gone down, so you now take 10 damage per tick as opposed to 1. So you can't even, it's not as if you can kind of hide. I mean, you can take a chance, but A, you're going to lose life, and B, you're also going to reset your breath. So you're going to have to go back up to 4 seconds anyway. So people who enjoy swimming, beware. There's going to be a man with a fishing rod. It's going to be full of bullets. I don't know what kind of fish eats bullets, but
I think no matter what, like the swimming meta has never been to win games. It is just to kind of try to salvage your team, salvage your placements. And I think, we're not going to see much swimming anymore unless you're really forced to, because it's not viable anymore trying to salvage those rounds by swimming.
So weapons, we've had obviously the adjustments now. So the weapon adjustments, the damages have been changing and things like that. We've also had the weapon swim and various other things like that have been adjusted. And more importantly, we've had all these grips. Now, I think the grips are quite simple to understand. I mean, I was looking at some stuff earlier on. I've obviously been testing it out myself. Let's bring this up. I actually managed to write them all down earlier on. Oh, never mind, Martin. Let's start this one off because game number 1 is live. Ladies and gentlemen, please tweet the stream. Let everyone know that we do have North American regional qualifiers for the close qualifier number 1 underway. 16 teams will be entering into this best of 10. And when we're all said and done by tomorrow, 3 teams will be booking their tickets to DreamHack Austin. Martin, the plane. It's top center, dead middle, and she's working her way to the east corner of the coastline.
Yeah, I mean, and this is also really interesting because we're going to have 8 teams that are used to know where they drop, and then we're going to have 8 somewhat new teams. Maybe they're not in leagues. We have some mixed teams. We have some new squads coming together, and they've been doing extremely well in the open qualifier. And these drops, I think we're going to see a lot of upsets in these drops. I'm 100% sure that we're going to see some contests. We're going to see some of these teams adapting throughout the planes, going into the VODs looking already. But of course, we're going to see Totality taking Esnaya. That's kind of standard. Sandpan, the guys from Temperstorm, is going to go to Sarki. We're going to have Dignitas, of course, is going to go to the old lumber mill area where they usually start in Cerveny and shooting range. So they're going to split up that. It looks like Trifecta, they wanted to do that as well, but they're going to go out and they're going to go to Kamesk, it looks like.
And then usual suspects down at the bottom, Noble. They'll be looking for Novo. Kind of sounds the same, but not quite. They'll be chilling there. Kind of that team that we did see for a while, whether they've changed things up or not. They do like to play center circle, one that tend to just find the center, run and try and grab a compound and really stamp their mark onto it. You'll see another team, 100 rounds, and his boys potentially looking onto the melee base. If they can grab the vehicles, they will be dropping just outside the crossroads. It does like they have picked up at least a vehicle, so they'll be able to work their way there. Need to watch this first circle, though, and be very careful where it comes in. Usual suspects, then. Ghost looking across here.
Look at the amount of space Ghost have. They have all of Milta power, and both small and big Milta power available to them. So they have all this southeastern side. Of course, we're going to see a Dignitas circle, let's say, in this one. But still, that's a lot of space for Ghost to be able to loot that.
Wow, that's a northerly shift. And as you can see, the circle, it goes smack bang up to north. Cerveny will be dead center, and Dig, they'll be sitting happy. As you mentioned, you kind of touched it, man, a little bit. They do have all that entire space. Now, we don't have people like Vitality, people like FaZe chilling down there.
Yeah.
I suppose when we do come to competition level, there will be definitely congestion down there, because as well, we see teams like United just above them. Lipovka then moving through the woodland area, potentially moving up to that lumber mill side. But then we kind of spread out across farmlands. And we know farmlands itself is a decent little area. You can get some pretty nice gear off of it.
Yeah.
But look at C9. Look at several other teams. There's 3 teams all within that one area. So it could be crunch time for those boys.
Yeah.
They have to be careful when they rotate out, because 3 teams crashing into one another, it could be problematic.
I think especially it was because of the plane, because usually Cloud9, they go south of Pochinki and they take kind of the farmlands and the barns and the yellow houses south of Pochinki, close to the bridge. But also, like, these teams are not used to being contested there. I mean, we have Logic, we have those guys as well. They're not there because they want to. I think they're there because Gatka wasn't available. You couldn't go Primorsk, you couldn't go Quarry. There's a lot of territory you really couldn't go to unless you had a really long drive. You see Envious as well. These guys, they dropped on the dirt road north of Rostock, and they're going to take all the cars and they go to George, South George. So that is now their drop. You know, in the back in the day, they were a Gatka split, West Coast split team, which is also a super strong split. But here, Envious, they're going to take a stronger side. They're going to loot South George, and they're really split, and they're going to get so much good loot here.
But again, they've got plenty of time. No one's going to push them. The circle's going to take lots of time to come in all the way down from the bottom. No one's around them whatsoever. We used to usually kind of see, you know, tempo on that west coast kind of area. Well, it's a different one for them. This time they're all the way up top corner in Zaki. Nobody on the west coast whatsoever. No one in Primorsk. No one's going to push them from behind. They can do their own thing. They can work their way through if they really want to. They can even go to North George, start looting there, carry on going through. As a small note as well, guys, you may see some color differences and a couple little different things on the observing client. Now with patch 12, we've seen plenty of differences across the board. A couple of little tweaks here and there, some graphical boosts, some server-side boosts, performances, not just the weapons and everything else that's been tweaked. We also see the colors and everything else that's been tweaked on the observer. So a few little different nuances that you will make note of, and it is just all down to patch 12, which came out a few days ago. So it's all new to us as well. We're still getting used to it, and we will try and go through some major differences. I was talking at the start, one of the things we mentioned, Martin, the grips. Now, we have these two new grips that have come, well, quite a few new grips, in fact. We have the light grip, the thumb grip, the half grip. So far, really not massively impressed with the light grip or the thumb grip. I've kind of been saying it's kind of bad, to be honest.
The thumb grip got a huge nerf from the test client to the live client. It was really good. It isn't anymore. So the half grip is kind of the meta now. Also the vertical grip for long range, but the half grip is like kind of the go-to grip for this. But still, I mean, the light grip, it doesn't have any presence at all. It increases your vertical grip, and also it's still like it's not a strong enough horizontal reduction, so you can't just have a high sensitivity and it's going to be good. It's just like it doesn't have a presence in the meta, I believe. But half grip and vertical grip is kind of your go-to grips now. The angle grip isn't as good as it usually was, because there was a reduction towards both vertical and horizontal recoil, but it isn't anymore. So a lot of changing of these grips, but also imagine these players, they're going straight into this new meta. You're going to have to be used to new grips, new guns, new everything, new spray patterns.
New game.
And kind of a new game. And also new crates. The AUG, actually, talking about changes, the AUG has been extremely nerfed as well. Before, it was by far the best gun, talking about spray pattern, spray control. But also look at these, the amount of inventory you get here. You get a full level 3 set, and you get an AUG, and you get a tactical stock.
Yeah, you're going to be every single time now. Level 3s are no longer a world drop. Level 3 helmets will it's incredible.
Yeah.
Level 3s will only now come inside a crate, and that's specifically the helmet. Ramsey's taking a stumble there. I don't know what he's falling. Whereabouts is he exactly? He's on the rock side, I think. Is he falling out of a car or he's falling off the rocks? Either way. Yeah, so level 3s are not unfortunately, I completely lost track of train of thought. Level 3 helmets are now only in crates, and it's such a massive drop. Oh, he fell off his bike.
Oh, Ramsey,
Brick?
no.
Brick, is that you?
I mean...
Press F.
Oh, no. He's not going to be picked up.
He's miles away from everybody.
Yeah, he's miles away. His team, I mean, even... he doesn't have any teammates. The team, east of him is not a teammate.
Yeah.
So if they're going to spot it, they're going to pick that up.
He was on the scout.
I really love this new overlay. The only thing I'm missing from this overlay is when you look at heads right here, you can't see his level gear, what helmet he has, what chest he has, and what backpack. I kind of miss that.
Yeah.
But the colors, like the vibrant colors, the changes, you have all these really good changes. That's really good. I still miss the being able to see what helmet and how broken it is. That could be really nice to see, like the specific durability on it, instead of it being gray if it's not hurt, white if it's slightly hurt, and red if it's really hurt. It could be really nice to see that as well. Also, like for information for the viewer.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's kind of one thing I was talking about earlier on, we're having a bit of a conversation how it'd be nice. We have had that little bit of utility taken away from us, don't get me wrong. Finally, Ramsey will die. You can see there, unfortunately, he dies from his own accord. No one has taken him out, so there'll be no points transferred there. But yeah, new UI, you can see the colours, you can see the outlines of the players. It gives much more information to the viewer, but we have unfortunately lost that little bit of information that shows us what helmet, what bag, and what chest they have on. However, it would be nice, obviously, if Pubg Corp are listening, it would be nice to try and get those back, reel them back in, and more importantly, like you say, get the durability on it actually in live time, being able to say, okay, well, he's got a level 2, it's all smashed up, one more bullet, and it's going to be see you later to that kind of helmet. Being able to show that across would be fantastic. Nevertheless, though, more information, more colours you can see here now. Pure, they're on the rotation. Straight all the way down from Millie Base. They've got the longest rotation out of anybody, but they do have the vehicles at least to back it up, so they can kind of do their own thing. And remember, with this first circle, it doesn't really matter. The damage isn't all that, and you can just bandage your way through it happily if you need to. The rest of the teams there just slowly working their way across. Noble, they've come down from Novo. They're going to take that East Coast area, just skip past Lippo, hoping that everyone now from Lippo has actually made their way up. You did originally know that it was actually United, I believe, that started from Lippo all the way across to Mansion. Let's take a look exactly where they are. Have they gone pretty much, have they gone centre? I'm trying to find them on the map.
Yeah, they're
here.
in the east of, the southeast of the Cerveny. They have the compound there, really good compound. Optic is taking probably the best compound outside Cerveny. So they have the twins down south of Cerveny, east of Shooting. It's really, really strong place. So that's a really good place to be.
And speaking of Optic, it looks like they're actually engaged with someone. So they're going to be going up against Tony V's team. Bullets are already flying here as we move across. Hetero, Del Hero, Hypoc as well. Del Hero now coming in for 17. Obviously, that switch has only just happened, so it's one thing we do have to speak about as well, Martin, is how is this Optic going to perform? It was definitely one of the better teams when we look towards North America.
Oh, yeah.
How is this going to kind of things this up? Profi on the side, you can see Ghost Gaming taking bullets at Pure. Taps packs up at least, gives him a little bit of a welcome wagon. Ghost Gaming, though, Martin.
Yeah.
A very, very... Oh, sorry to break us off here. Let's stop for a second. Speaking of Ghost Gaming, that's going to be a bit of crunch time here. Pure potentially could walk straight into a trap.
Looks like here, it's going to connect some few bullets here onto Raw Profi. Also, we have Balak on the other side. But remember, this is a new game still. Like, there's so much changes. Look at how much the jump is compared to back before. There's a little more recoil, but they're still taking the M4. If you have it fully decked, it's still viable, but it's not as good as what before. You could really just spray. Before this patch, Balak would have tried to spray this down. Not taking Simon's help, he would spray this down. So these players have already adapted.
There's going to be a lot of changes, and this is what we speak about when you look at the 5.56 and the tap fire. And as Martin kind of alluded to earlier on, the half grip. That's if you are going to go for these sprays, the half grip is the way to go.
Yeah.
Get that bad boy, put it on a gun, and then you can try and make something work. If you get the M4, you can whack a stock on it as well. You know, get a compensator, and then you could potentially laughing. But again, 5.56 guns, it's all going to be about that tap fire. Try and get the one with the vertical grip. Stick the vertical grip back on there, and it kind of, if you imagine it on an M4, how it sticks down, you're grabbing it, it kind of does what it says on the tin. It's a vertical grip, you'll hold it. Try and stop that kick straight to the air, because these recoil patterns now are absolutely wild. One weapon we did see him play there was the DP. Now, the DP actually got a damage buff, which is pretty huge for an LMG. That's going to blast vehicles to smithereens.
And also, like, the DP has, when you crouch with it, the recoil on it for the first, like, 5, 6, 7 bullets, it's so good. It's really, really good. I don't feel like it's an LMG when you shoot the first 5, 6, 7 bullets with it, but it's really, really strong. So we're going to see that in play. I believe if you see a DP, if you see an AK, you're going to be playing with that, to be honest, because they're just so strong. So we're going to have a 7.62 meta. We're going to have a DMR meta as well. So the DMRs for mid to long range is going to be so much better.
DMRs have changed
New
also.
zone here. That's a really good zone for everyone except the guys in East. Good for Optic. I mean, it's kind of shifting towards the shooting range, of course, but it's good. There's not a lot of water in. And the majority of the teams are already in here. The guys coming from the east here, and look at Ghost. They're going to come in late. They're going to come in south, and now they're able to go in from the southwest of Russia, coming in there if they're going to go there, of course.
Ghost just going to skim past Team 17 over here. Fuzzy Potato, they'll hear this. Shrimsy. He'll have the information now, looking over his shoulder, so they'll be giving him a bit of a call out. The ones that are kind of in trouble a tiny bit are Noble. Now, they've come all the way up from Novo, and unfortunately, they've had the hardest shift twice in a row. Down at the bottom, we'll see Profi. Knocks one, knocks two, and there it is, the DP doing some work. Straight out of the vehicle by the look of it. The knock and the kill comes through. Profi Signed, sealed, delivered. Picks up 1 kill. 12 points in the bag for Ghost Gaming. Noble now, their time to get on their asses for the rotation because, again, they're going to be coming into a place, man, I think it's fair to say, where all the prime territories, all the main compounds, they're actually going to be taken. But you know what? 100 rounds and the rest of Pure, they might actually meet them.
Yeah, they might. I mean, Noble usually play a slow game. They usually play pretty slow, but coming all the way up north here from nowhere is huge for them. Tony V here onto Guys. So shooting his old team member here. Gustav is going to jump all over. So kind of a monk-esque moment, but Gustav is going to survive another day. They are still going to stay in Servant here because this shift is still going to be able to do that. It's me, Boo, onto Logic. So they're going to be the knock here.
We'll see if that comes through to a kill.
Yeah, it looks like he's taking shots at them. Tony V is still taking shots at Guys as well. United, they have made their way into shooting range, so they're going to take the corner, the southeastern corner of the shooting range. And Dignitas is split up as well. So they're on the shelter, east of shooting range. Tony V here is going to finish Guys. So Guys is out from United.
12 points for totality.
Oh,
Here's
nice.
the new 3-time scope. Look at the kick on the 16 now.
Yeah. M16 has been really nerfed. This is even
you can't even burst this anymore. It's impossible. It's, I mean, it used to be so good. Like, even at long range, tap firing, if you wanted to go for the burst, if a vehicle were coming at, for instance, and you could just smash that and spam it away.
Yeah.
Again, 5.56, not just the gun itself with the recoil pattern, but even the damage output's been taken down.
Yeah, they took a slight damage. It took 1 damage off it and put it onto all the SMGs. And also reverted they buffed the SMGs, so they have less recoil. The UMP is actually extremely strong now. You have 39 damage on it, and on the 5.56 guns you have 43, if I remember correctly. Here, Gustav is gonna take some shots. He's gonna connect a few here. Adam is gonna take some shots as well. He did get hit, so he has no helmet anymore. Wookie Pookie here and Adam. New lineup. I'm really excited to see what these guys can achieve. I believe they're going to be doing really great here. But they're running a 2-2 split here. They're standing at the shelter east of shooting range, and they're going to run the split. The other guys are in the barn southwest of Cerny, or southwest in Cerny. Hey, it's me, Boo, and the guys from Viper Esports. They are in the other shelter in shooting range, north of shooting range. Nobody's inside the shooting range just yet, but the guys from United, they're going to be close to it. Holy wow, here we have Cloud9 making their way in super slowly. And this is actually a really good spot here because of this hard shift, there's not going to be a lot of players in the southwest. So they're going to be able to come in a lot slower than everybody else. But they're going to come in when the second circle closes. And then they're going to be driving when the circle closes and ready for the next one. So they're going to be in their vehicles already moving when this next circle pops.
They'll obviously be very, very aware as well. When you come to that bridge, they've got to be very careful. But you wouldn't have expected anybody to be sitting back so long. It'd certainly be very unorthodox for anybody to actually be chilling there.
Yeah. Look how open it is.
It's insane. Like, they're going to have full, double pop, excuse me. Where's that? That's just to the side there. So, I mean, it's worth going for. Again, with these level 3s now, that you've got a good chance to go, oh my God. 3-3-3, 8 times AWM. Thank you very much in the bag.
And an extended mag.
And of course, you can only get the sniper extended mags now from the crates. Yep. So being able to put that on as well with all the rest of the ammo. Now, it's only 12 per box, but it's more than enough. That's going to be a weapon that if you dink anyone in the head, regardless of level 3 or not, and the opposing side, you got the M14, excuse me, the MK14 with a silencer as well. But it's the level 3 armor, Martin. That's the most important thing. That helmet went from being good before to now being
godlike.
Insane. Now, I made a mistake on the previous broadcast. I was saying 45% damage reduction for level 1s, level 2s. It isn't. It does the bigger jump. It goes from 30 to 40 to 55, which is massive when you in terms of these bullets hitting you. Having that defense either on your body or on your head, it's insane.
Yeah, and also the helmet. So it blocks bullets until it has no durability left, and it blocks full bullets. So with a level 3 helmet, you can, on range, you can actually take 2 headshots from a 5.56 gun. And if they're far enough away from a 7.62, and also depending on the gun type, you can take a headshot or 2 as well and survive that still keep that helmet without knocking you.
Well, that's the general rule of thumb, right? If you're around 50% durability on your vest, you'll look for something maybe lower, that's 50% higher. But when it comes to helmets, it doesn't really matter because it's the 250% damage multiplier to get shot in the face, even if it's got 1 durability. If it's an upgrade, take it, because it's going to save your life. Regardless of how much is on there, it will get smashed off, but it will take the whack of the initial damage.
Yeah.
Everyone crushing on the center of this circle now. Look down south, though. 2 teams eyeballing one another up. We need to be careful of that crash. C9, they're transferring in totality. They're just making way by the drops as well. However, they do have one team just on the hillside in the compound to them, so they've got to be careful. Totality, though, if they can bag themselves, both of them care packages, that's going to be 2 big boy guns in the hands of them. And more importantly, 2 players 3'd up to the 9s.
Yeah, here we see Viper Esports taking some shots at Black Label. Logic is kind of stuck in there originally, so they're going to be stuck there, but they are inside the zone. United, Vegas, and Jimur. Vegas is one of the guys that's going to be hit by this age 18 restriction from PGI. He's a super young talent. I believe he's 16 or 17. Talented young guy. Unfortunately, they're not going to be able to play the PGI with him. Fuzzy Potato also making the long run here. Godspeed onto Trifecta.
That's a headshot.
Yep.
Dink comes through for the K9. 762 doing work as per. Long rotation coming around. Look at Noble, though. They could get flanked from behind here. Players actually rolling in on cars. They'll be hearing this. Looks like one player didn't actually load into the lobby. One of them died. Maybe Shrims it. The bullets come through. Will we see a blast, though? No. He hits the water, hits the deck. But remember, he can't stay there forever. He might just be able to play the defilade for a little bit and lay on the beach side.
Yeah.
Look at how many people just rocking all these AKMs. Bullets going off left, right, and center. Boy, Hyo from Dignitas. Excuse me, not Dignitas. Ruskies will come down there, takes a bullet, C9. They might potentially get themselves 12 points here. I like where Noble are, though, just kind of playing their outskirts. Nuke comes in as well with a headshot. Finds one onto Fuzzy Potato, so unfortunately, the water won't save him from that one.
Nope. Now look at all these teams there. We have kind of this split 50-50 split where half of the teams, they're running on the edge. We have Totality, Optic, Wildcard, Nop, and those guys. Cloud9, Ghost, and Envy. All the kind of big teams, they're running edge until they see this next zone. But Dignitas, they're straight in the middle. We have United doing a split. Oh, they actually got some guys here. But look at this.
Is that the SLR in player?
That looks like an SLR on Master Nook. So the new gun here on Master Nook, 58 damage using 7.62. It has a bit of a kick to it, but still, it's a DMR, so you can use extended max from both snipers and ARs on it. So it's really, really strong here. Ghost is going to be running in here. It looks like they're going to be bumping into these Love Shacks on the west side here originally, and Logic, they're shooting on them. Ghost has dropped to the ground here. Hey, it's me, Boo, is going to knock Logic from the south here.
Ballock goes down as well. It's going to be Donut Hole with the AKM. Does get answered back though here. It's Boo will knock out Logic himself. Tap, tap, tap. He knows players are the walking wounded on the opposing side, so they can kind of just keep him at bay. However, a grenade has gone off behind them, so they have some kind of information. Kickstart, unfortunately, runs his teammate over. 2 there. Could have been a little bit of a mistake. YOLO Nade goes through. Might not find its target due to them being in the house there. The United need to be very careful. They have the circle. They don't have to push. They have the compound as well. But, hey, it's Boo. Hey, it's Brian. They're going to probably want them out of here. Make sure no one's actually on their back. 15 teams remaining. We've just lost his first one. 56 players alive here on Erangel. Over to Jimmer's POV. Looks like the SMG. Now, the SMG's got a pretty good boost in the long range now, especially up close and personal. Yeah. They are more than viable. They're a little laser beam.
They are really, the UMP is so strong. Vector even more with the rate of fire. It's so strong.
Rips people in half.
Yeah, it does. So the Vector for super close range, short range, less than 30 meters is so close now. Froliger here taking some shots. He's going to take the car and he's going to jump out here. He's taking shots from everywhere on the east side here. They're kind of on the edge, but he's going to make his way in. No, he's going to get knocked by Donut. He's going to try to get his way back here behind this stone, and the guys are going to be able to knock him up.
Oh, that's the second one as well. Solid FPS is taken out by Donut Hole. Moody answers back at least with a headshot of his own. Kills coming through left, right, and center here. Solid will fall now. Tony V, 1-2, finds Hypox, seals the deal, finds a third one as well. 2 members there of Optic fall victim to Tony V's AKM. Hey, me, it's Boo now, looking over at his POV. Scar in hand, 3x scope on top. Already 1 kill in the bag here. Teammate Team Trifecta still sitting proud here. 100 rounds. Unfortunately, will crash the vehicle. And he's dead.
That's I like the new...
Trying to get used to them. Even they're new as well, so I'm still trying to get used to them.
Yeah, that's kind of good here. Moody taking out Donut Hole. That is a kill. But yeah, I like the new colors. They're really good. Froliger is up again. Moody is up as well. And talking about Cloud9 here a bit, they're really a killing squad. They might not have like the super strong macro play yet, but they're really a killing squad. They're really, really good fraggers. They might need this last slight bit here on their macro play, but I really believe that they're going to be doing good here as well.
Tempo Storm and Envious.
Yeah.
Just scouting each other out. There's a couple of shots traded left and right, so that at least they know where one another is. Envious, they're a little bit open because there's several teams all spread around them. Vehicle taken away. Caden takes that away from Ghost Gaming, who are just kind of chilling down. 8 times on the Kar 98. Remember now, level 3 helmets are not a world drop. So these level 2 helmets, Martin, they are prime targets for the picking.
Yup, the Kar 98 is going to knock you no matter what.
It's so good.
I love that. That's I was a huge advocate for it 4 or 5 months ago. But I really, really love that this changed. It's going to make the game less RNG, in my opinion.
On top of that, the 8 times no longer can be put on the ARs. There is a bit of a trade-off because the 6 time comes into play. So the 6 time comes on there. Me personally, I would like the 6 time to have been restricted to DMRs and snipers, for example, because then the long-range game is taken away from them. I still think a 4 times is fine, and it's a right place there. Again, now we've got this tap fire in. You're not going to be spraying as much with the 5.5. Oh, he asked for a lift, but he just left him. Never mind. Several teams over by the bunker there, as you can see. Haymates Boo will extend. Needs to be very careful because unfortunately he's going to be driving right into the line of sight. Dignitas, Gustav here, sees him, leans with the AKM, will get the spray. No connection though comes through. He's actually getting tapped to himself. Says, nope, I've lost my helmet. I'm going to close the door.
Yep. But as you said as well, this 6 times they can go on ARs, but still the AR nerf is still really strong. So I don't think that the AR meta is as strong as usual. Oh, Elusive here taking out Trophy here with the car explosion. Godspeed is going to be knocked and taken out. Daedalus is going to be taken out as well by Tempo Storm here. Czech is they're still in play here. Everybody has just crashed server need right here. We have 5 teams already. Totalities in there as well.
Ooh, that could be good.
He's cooking
it. He's cooking it. It could be good. It goes in. It bounces, but Theros reads it like a book, so he'll step back, as you can see in the distance. Edax down as we move on to Vegas' POV. Unfortunately, might be named after a casino, but the gamble didn't pay off. He's dead. Still 15 teams, though. All these players just surviving by the skin of the teeth. Straight down the barrel here with Haymates Boo. He'll get 1, finds 2. He'll turn that into a kill. 12 points there in the bag. Look at Dignitas, though. They're starting to open up themselves. Find 2 players. Caden and Czech Shooter onto 2 as well. That's going to be 12, 12, 24 moving across. Gustav finds Jamili. Still, there must be the walking wounded, Martin, like individual players for teams here. To say we're still on 15 teams is incredible. Oh, yep. 14, there we go. Optic, they're gone.
Yeah, Optic out on 15th. Not the kind of start they really hope for, of course, but still, this is a really, really strong lobby running here. Hey, it's me, Brain is taking some shots here. AK.
I mean, it's so good, you might as well have a crack with it. Unfortunately, sitting so long out in the open, it won't do him too well. Tumai still just staring down the barrel here. You can hear shots are going off. He gets the reload, though. Just he sees 1 player. Hip fire down. Hits the deck. Wookie Bookie. The explosion comes through and seals the deal onto that one. He'll go down.
Yeah.
Venerated onto Turtle, those DMRs. It looks like Ghost Gaming may have just fallen. All players dead there. All this kill feed, Martin, is filled with, it's just AKMs and minis. AKM and mini, the DMR meta, it's real. It's still 5.56, and we mentioned the UMP.
Yeah. It's very strong here. That was a finish off as well. Trifecta here, they have a really good spot inside server. They had a 2-2 split going. Smithy here taking out Soko from Trifecta. Unsil is going to knock Jamili as well from Viber. Pure here, they're still inside. The next zone is going to go northeast as well. This is slightly going to favor the guys in Servany because everybody else is on the west side.
Tap, 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 trying to drill people out in the open. 2 teams will be staring down at them. Pure trying to bag a few points as well. Wookie Bookie will get the finish off there. Easy 12 points for him. They move to Dignitas. 10 teams remain, 23 players alive. Circle on the back of Totality and Trifecta. 1 team will fall. Ghost now finally dead. So McCoy goes down to the zone. They go down in 10th place. Haymates Boo's in a dangerous spot. Original out on the outskirts there for Team 10. Probably just trying to heal his way through. Might scrape his way in there. He knows he needs to be careful. Dignitas are lurking. The Grenades are trying to get inside and have a crack there at Totality.
Originally
knew
out.
it's time for them to move. They've got to go, but unfortunately, Pure, they're lurking. M4 still a good weapon up close and personal.
Ooh. Didn't want to overextend there, so Alov is going to be allowed to push. Taylor J here taking down to 20% HP. He's going to have to hit the deck and heal up. Soko here also the M4. See a lot of players still with the M4. It's still a strong gun, but it's definitely not as strong as it was before. Alov is going to nade here. Oh, it's going to hit. Oh, that's super close. He, of course, went into the bathroom here, making the safe play.
Sorry, mate, but a toilet ain't going to save you. You've got to go out sometime.
Yeah, he does have two team members down this south as well here. Venerated playing the water here. Not sure if that is viable for him, but he has a vehicle to hide behind. Envious, they really have taken this. There's a dip here, the really good dip here, to be honest. So you can play the water side, but you can play in the water. Do have Nob Nob though from Totality. They have put one guy in here, Purdy, trying to snake. You heard the nade. He's gonna try to bounce it. Alov is taken down to 10% HP. Purdy's gonna run here. Alov is gonna push out.
Trying to breach together and kind of flush them out, give them the information
Smithy
that they need. So two of them are in the corner. Soko's trying to... Will he get an angler? Oh, no, he's turned away. Maybe at the wrong second. The drill comes through. Purdy taps him up something chronic. He'll get the knock as well. So he turned away at the very wrong second. Still, Taylor looking across, unfortunately. Trifecta are gone. Totality, though, they're still just barely by the skin of the teeth. Jesse will move on. That's going to be the Scar across. And once again with the DMRs, silenced Mini looking straight down the barrel here. Interrogate. He knows it's time to move himself.
No helmet, no vest.
This is how it's going to be with level 2s and with all these DMRs and range. People are just going to be picking you off left, right, and centre. Look at Jesse again. Another knock. This time onto Dignitas. 6 teams, 14 players. We've cut it in half compared to where we were before. And unfortunately, that tree won't last forever, Martin. They have to move.
No, they are inside the next zone here, so they can stay there. But they're under fire from multiple sides here. They have Tempo Storm on the west. They have Envious on the north. Envious here is putting a lot of pressure onto Tempo Storm here. Sandva is the last player alive from them. And they're going to be... Oh, he's going to be inside here, but they have a really good ridge. Also, Dignitas still...
Is so bad.
Next zone is going to pop. It's slightly going to favor the guys from Dignitas. The guys from Totality and Pure, they have to move. Envious has a really good ridge here. Nob Nob is outside in the water. And Venerated, he has spotted him. Nob Nob has made it. He's going to push here. Nob Nob, of course, is not from Totality. He's from the old Totality. Nob Nob has joined Roski's squad.
Taylor with a headshot in the M4. Yep. Knocks Terror. I don't know if oh, that's a grenade as well. Doesn't actually connect, but they're in so much danger because of this circle. Where it is, the second one though. Oh boy, Kobe 2 for 1. Pure, they get one answer back themselves. They'll fall. Dignitas themselves still picking one up. It's time for them to move. And look at this. By the skin of his teeth. Is he alive? He actually gets the knock, so he does go down. They may have to leave him, though. At the moment, they're not going for it, because if they do, unfortunately, they might give themselves up here. So they have to be very, very careful. Envious. They have this beach ridge. They need to be careful. In fact, the one player they had behind them, he's gone. You can't swim in the water anymore. He does fall victim. Adam looking back at his fallen comrade. Grenades will go down. Try and smoke him, at least give him cover.
Yeah. 4 kills on Wookie, 3 on Civil, and 2 on Gustav. That's 9 kills for Dignitas already. Sandpa's on the outskirts as well. He has to move. Adam, looks like Adam is aware of Sandpa here. Boogie's gonna...
He's gonna take his teammate out. Maybe that's to deny them points, potentially.
I don't know if that works, but we'll see. He did do it, but, I mean, maybe he crawled in front. It's not that bad though. Oh, that was so close. He hit him twice there. So Raw is taking down to 40% HP again here. He's gonna make a move. He's gonna push him, making sure that this placement is secured finally. Smoke is gonna go away. He sees him. He's gonna finish him. Wookie taking out Raw, and Taylor J is gonna be taken out as well. That was the last of them. Sandpa is gonna be taken out. It's a 2v3 right now. Dignitas and Envious.
They're going to push the advantage, though. They know these guys are down. The YOLO grenades are going to come out, though. They're going to try and find some, at least one. Caden comes through, finds Wookie Bookie, and now it's a 3 versus 1. This should be all she wrote. All they got to do is find Adam. Look at this second one. The wide flanks there. Caden comes through. 1-2. Thank you. Adam and Wookie Bookie 4. Dignitas, they are second. Team Envious, though, topping the board in first place. 11 kills in the bag as well, and that's 11 times 12 mine. If my maths is correct, 132. I'm glad you said that, because I was about to say it wrong.
Also,
for the points as well.
132 for Dignitas getting in second here. They had a really rough time. they actually pushed all the way south, and they annihilated and eliminated a lot of teams making that move. But remember, they took a really early positions in those double shack, locking them down, going out when people were driving, just playing super aggressively. Really super well played by them.
Pretty decent game. Obviously, if there's a couple of little mistakes here and there from us, we do apologise. We're still getting used to this patch as much as possible, and obviously the new observer tools is slightly newer to us, so we're still getting used to all of them, and we're trying to do as much as possible. The guys in the back are still doing a fantastic job. Ansvar, the team, and all the production guys making sure that they get every single fight possible. But yeah, good fights all around. Now to see some, it was good to see the long rotation, especially where teams that are going to be at Millibase and going to be at Novo, for instance, like Noble. You have to, when you've got to do a long rotation like that. I mean, they got two, in theory, they got two hard shifts against them back to back. First of all, it was as far up north as you can possibly go.
On the east
so
side,
both of those teams, because there's obviously there's a trade-off for those guys. Because all right, fair enough, yes. You can easily bandage it. You can go through the first circle, but you still got to at least leave a little bit early to get up there in time, and that will hinder your loot time, especially if you've had to get the vehicles, go across the bridge, get down to those areas in the first place, and drive across. In theory, you're kind of going to be looking. You should be looking a little bit late game, but coming through, making it up there, some decent stuff. Dignitas, a nice way to see them in a second place at least. Obviously, this is still fairly new roster, safe to say.
Yeah, it is. I mean, they've played together for some time undercover, but still, I mean, it's a new roster. They still have to get used to each other, and also playing against really good teams and top tier teams is also going to change the play style. Of course, this was a Servany circle. They start in Servany, so you would expect them to do good. They have the prime positions from the beginning, but still coming out like this, where it shifted away from them a lot of times, and they had to make decisions. Still super well played by them, taking down 11 kills. Envy is also coming out of South George, being able to push in the north side and just eliminate everybody there, because Tempo Storm did have a better position than them.
It's kind of wild to say how much, when C9 approached Circle as well, how much space they had.
Yeah.
But it didn't kind of prove in the long game, so to speak. But again, when you had so many teams just banking on that edge, hey, it is what it is. Obviously, Envious going back to the old roster. Congratulations to Envious. They take the first chicken dinner, guys. We'll take a very short break while we boot up server number 2, and we'll get this map underway. Don't go anywhere. We'll see you in a second.